Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, we are on day 4 of Poetspice's 12 Days of Holiday Cheer, and if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so just as a quick recap, Poetspice is hosting a channel, Collab Hop. Basically, in the description box below, you'll see a bunch of different channels that are participating in this collab. The only real criteria is we all have to do something either Christmas or December holiday related. I chose to do a coloring page out of Opal's Moments Wholly for Yourself, typically known as Forest Girls 3. This is a coloring book, and I divided the page into 12, which is twofold. One, I get to do a little section every day for the 12-day collab, but also, and more importantly, I am testing the 12 different brands of pencils that I have to see how they work on this paper. So this is the progress that we've done so far. Again, we're on day 4, and I think we don't have anything completed in one of these two sections. So let's do this one. So we'll do number 4 there. I do use a Pigma Micron because I will be putting the corresponding pencil here, and I thought the pencils we would use today are my Caran Dache Luminance, and the reason I wanted to use them today is because I've already used the Hobeins and the polys, and then that way I don't have to grab this case again. I know, so random. So the only thing we need to be concerned with is the wall. Now this one will definitely be easier to do a little bit of color matching on, and that's just because I've got the entire set of Luminance pencils. If you're wondering, these are my Faber Castel Polychromos. I didn't want to keep them with the regular pencils because I didn't want to get them confused. So I'm going to pick out some pencils and I'll be right back. Okay, so I pulled out some pencils, and it really is just to give me a baseline. The biggest component of this, which isn't very interesting for you guys, is the back wall, and we do have a little bit up there. Again, if I can't get an exact color match, this, I'm not going to be worried about it, but I'd like to get something similar. So I've got a lot of lighter colors here. I just realized I'll need to pull a blue for the window, but I can do that in just a little bit. But let's work on the back wall. That is going to be the most problematic part for us. And by and large, I do like to do, like I've mentioned, and I'll continue to mention, again, depending on where you are in this series with me, I like to do a lot of either big swatching like this, so I can just figure out what's what, or I also sometimes consider it a base layer, just so that, all right, lightest goes down, so that anything I'm building on top of it just adds some additional dimension. And the woodwork is similar. And I'm coloring even though there's lights here, because I'm hoping the color I put on top of it, you'd still be able to see through it, and it's just easier to do it now before I've done all the fiddly bits than trying to go in with the fiddly bits. That's not bad. There's a little bit of like an orangey color. I think in the Hobeins it was salmon pink. So let's see if we can add some of that. Because we didn't really do any definition in the planks, or I think that's the definition, between the planks. But that just gives us some additional tones. And then the woodwork, I might actually want to go a little darker, just to make a distinction. And every time I do something like this, it does set me up for a little bit of a failure down the line. And I say that because I don't know what pencil brand I'm using here. But oh no, I don't want to go past the line. But I do want to be cognizant that I will need to at least attempt to try to color match. And I'm not swatching to color match. I'm truly just going by eye and going by the pencil tip. You know, for some of you, this just might be, it's just killing your soul. It's so random. I truly cannot be bothered. And if I weren't filming, I wouldn't. So I'm not going to do anything differently that I wouldn't normally do. Although, to be fair, I've never done one of these tester pages where I split one image. Usually the pictures I choose have some natural separation already, so that it's not really that big of a deal. In the picture itself, there is some darkness on here. So maybe we can add just a little over here. Again, just to bring some interest. I'm just going to scratch in some color. We'll come back with that kind of peachy color. I think it actually, the color itself I think is okay. I think it could just be a little bit more saturated. Now I'm going to avoid the lighting because I don't want to darken it up or saturate it anymore behind, so that when I put in the yellow for the light, I mean, it's not going to look super realistic, but it'll definitely, hopefully you'll get a different warmth level, if that makes sense. Now the Luminance are definitely a harder pencil than a Prisma. They don't feel as hard as the Polychromos did, but I don't know that I like these. Now, the other problem is this may not be a sharpened pencil, and that can make a difference, but I don't have my sharpener handy, so we're just going to contend. Actually, I think that looks really good. We'll just add a little bit more of this salmony color in the planks. And then we'll call that a day. Then for the greenery here, I'm going to put a lighter color. Again, always prefer to work with the lighter colors. That's a pretty color. What is that? Chromium oxide green. I like that. Then we'll come in with dark sap. I don't know why I'm trying to be that girl and telling you guys what the colors are. Ooh, that's pretty. But I'm just adding a little bit of texture, and then I'll go over it again with the other one. Just because there's a little bit more vibrancy down here. So while the colors have nothing to do with each other, we can at least get the vibrancy around the same level. If that makes sense. It makes sense to me. Okay, I think that looks good. Let's do some lighting. So I'm just going to do the light bulb. And then before I put the dark tones over it, I'll put some yellow as sort of a halo effect. Again, I'm sure there's ways you can make this look super realistic. This little girl is decorating a tree with a dog that wears antlers and a squirrel. I don't think I need to be too realistic when I'm doing this. Okay, so let me go grab a brown, because I think the black might actually be too dark for this, and then grab a couple of shades of blue for the window. Okay, so we're gonna come in here with this one. Oh, that's definitely more red than I like it, but we'll deal. And that might drive some of you crazy. And I say that because I watch a lot of coloring videos, and people go in with a plan. They will swatch their pencils. They will test out how this pencil works against this pencil. And you can see that in their finished product because it looks cohesive and there's nothing jarring about it. This is kind of how I approach coloring, whether I'm testing out pencils or just sitting down and unwinding at the end of the day. I'll do one element, figure it out, and if it's something like this where, oh, I wasn't expecting that, no, well, I mean, what you can do. And it's really just super casual. And then I'll go to the next element and the next element. So sometimes by the end of the page, I'm like, oh, if I only had done a plan. But then by the end of the page, I'm usually just kind of over it. I'm like, yeah, we're done anyway. Could this have been better? Well, I suppose it depends on what your definition is better. It might have been a little less stressful, because sometimes I do get a little stressed when I'm like, okay, wait, how are we gonna go from here? Most of the time I'm like, yeah, that's good enough. Because I'm not coloring for Instagram, I'm not coloring for YouTube, I'm coloring for myself. So as long as I'm having fun, I don't really need to impress anyone else. Okay, so again, definitely more red than I would like. Let's see, what is that even? Yeah, that's a black. Let's see if we can add just a little something to tone it down. This is definitely one of those cases where a sharp pencil might be more beneficial. Yeah. Let's just say we're doing the Monet thing. And, you know, if you look from far away, it doesn't look that bad. And if you look that close, guys, social distancing. I mean, honestly, I'm literally sitting in my room on my lunch break at work doing this so I can have this up for Saturday. I mean, if you can see it that close, what are you even doing here? We've got bigger issues afoot. Okay, so I want to put the light blue down before I tackle the ornaments. Oh, I just realized there's a tree. Oh, and I know that this package is, when I was editing, I realized, oh, I didn't actually grab everything. So I will go back with my poly. I'm going to leave all of the presents white, and that's just going to make it easy. And then I'll just add some color in with the ribbon there. But there is a, oh, no. There is a little bit of a tree here that can be seen. So let me do that before I forget. Okay. So I want to come in with the blue just so that I don't have to be worried about getting around all of those ornaments. Now I think those ornaments would look really cute in glitter gel pen, which I have a ton. But I don't, on these tester pages, use anything but the pencil. And then I do have another tone of blue. And that's just because it gives a little bit more definition to the sky. At least that's how the picture looks. Looks like there might be actually some grays in the picture to kind of dull down the warmth. I think even just that little bit adds a nice little touch. And we'll go back. I think that looks really pretty. Maybe we'll go crazy once we do the ornaments and bring in that white and see if we can blend that to make it look more smooth. It's more of an effect than that's something that I would normally do. Okay, now the ornaments all look to be very light. This one, I think this string would look okay. In this red. And the lights look to be white. Pink white. That's not actually the one I wanted to grab, but and now I'm just trying to make it so that it stands out, but not so much that it becomes a focal point. And the whites, the whites of the light, the lights of the white, whatever, I'm just going to leave as is. We're going to use this pink white and see what it does. If we use a little bit more pressure and kind of smooth this out. I actually do have the Caran Dache blender, which I really like, but I don't see it next to me. So we'll just use this. Oh, okay, so just word of warning, if you're going to do the scratchy method like I do, be aware, because I don't know if you can see it, but in the string light, I actually brought some of the color down. So are we going to worry about that, boys and girls? You already know the answer to that. We are not. Okay, I liked these. They're definitely are pigmented. I just don't like how they feel in my hands on this paper. On some of my different books, they are a treat. So I'm actually going to give this a 3. because I'd use them in here. And again, if you're doing a page with just one brand of pencils, it's going to make your life a lot easier. But it might not be my go-to pencil when I'm working out of this. Again, like I said, I've already done a few pages with my Rogetin, which I didn't think I'd like at all, but I really did. I think we're looking good with the walls. Again, the rest of this will be a testament to the colors that we have. And now that we're done with that pencil case, I don't know what section we're going to be doing next for day 5. Probably something in here just so that we have a square for all of the different rows. And then we're just going to progress until day 12 where this will completely unfold. It's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. This actually is less of an issue than it was on the day I colored it. I did do these first 3 all in one go on the same day. I'm hoping to get the next 3 done today by way of batch filming, and then maybe the rest of it, hopefully this weekend. It takes a little bit of editing to get the videos done, but more so, I like knowing that these are all not required videos, but I said I would participate. So I want to make sure that I have the videos available just in case for whatever reason I'm not feeling well or I'm just too tired. Anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think of our progress so far. And that's it for me for now. And as always, aloha.